So it wasn't Reze, it wasn't Kobeni, it wasn't Kishibe, goddammit, it was indeed Asa Mitaka, but she is not alone. She's joined by our food girly, Fami. Round of applause. This duo has me very concerned. While their goal is obviously getting to Chainsawman, breaking him free and taking him over, Fami being the one spearheading this operation makes me nervous. Because I like to think I know what Fami's doing, I like to believe that she's very straightforward, but her whole motion throughout this entire story so far has been anything but that. She seems to hold things at face value, but then she has all of these plans underneath that are so complex and intertwining and just confusing to the core. She's manipulating and it's working incredibly well, but she's also charming in a way that us as readers just can't help but just love her, appreciate her, and enjoy her appearance right here, right now. So I, for one, as worried as I am, very excited to see what this duo does. Two horsemen going into a building complex. One of them has the ability to control primordial fears. You're looking at a disaster event. What could truly stop them? There is some things in mind, and we are going to investigate it all. So let us begin. Wait, you haven't subscribed to the gaming channel? Link in the description. The one where we talk about games. What are you doing? Go there, watch the video, subscribe. More is on the way. So yes, I am excited that Fami is here. I love her character, charming, brilliant, food girly. I also am very happy that Asa has finally returned. It's been a while since she's been prevalent within the story. The last time we seen her, she was going toe to toe with Octopus Boy, Yoshida. In retrospect, I find that fight very important. It gave us a lot of exposure to Yoshida's plans. It gave us a lot of explosive growth for Asa and War, and they were able to propel themselves pretty far away from Yoshida. But it also raised an interesting question. Why didn't Yoshida pursue it? Why didn't Yoshida try to truly capture Asa and War? Why did he back away? So the more this idea gets in my head, the more the cogs start to turn, right? I'm still unsure with Yoshida. All of these things that could have been avoided or could have been done or could have made things easier for himself and public safety is kind of at the hands of Yoshida, where he really doesn't meddle with things as truly or intently as one would naturally think. If your goal is to go there and capture Asa and War because you find them to be a threat to the public safety, but also to potentially this situation right here, why give up halfway through? Are you not confident in yourself, Yoshida, to fight against War? Mind you, an underpowered one, but one that's rapidly increasing. That would have been the only time you could have successfully fought her to a standstill because she was severely weakened, but growing. From here, she's just going to get more powerful, so you don't get a second shot at this, but you escape. Were you scared of the weaponry, or did you have something else in motion? Do you think something like this was going to happen? As much as it sounds like a sidebar, it's very important to how this chapter operates because I think Yoshida somewhat knows what's going on. At least he's fine-tuning the situation to try and be in motion with everyone and everything, and not really paying attention to what public safety is trying to do. So far, I will say that public safety's portrayal has been very dangerous, very disgusting, very one-dimensional, very corporate government driven. They don't care about the human lives, they care about themselves, but in a way that is framed as them caring about the human lives, which sounds really confusing, but when you see all the people that are operating within public safety, how they treated Makima throughout the entirety of part 1, and the amount of control and public perception they have towards them, that is their ultimate goal, to look good, to look like they have things under control. It gains them power, it gains them leverage politically, it gives them a ton of government sway for not only Japan, but the rest of the world. When you think about how they handled Makima, now think about how they're handling things in part 2. Their betrayal is a lot more obvious, a lot more open, a lot more frequent, but also a lot more disgusting. There's two people within this chapter that see high school girls that don't look like devils, yet they decide to try and kill them anyway. Sure, you're protecting a government building. Sure, you have powerful devils inside, but you don't have any other things that you could deploy to deter or defect random civilians or individuals that don't look like devils away from your building complex. Small things like this I find to be a really evil betrayal of public safety, and they're just not as good as whatever fantasy kind of gets conjured up in your head. Oh, they're trying to protect the public, but in reality they're kind of trying to protect their best interest. So when you have two very powerful women rock up at the front of your doorstep, one that is growing very quickly because of the influence of War, and the other being able to control primal fears, you are in for a roller coaster of a ride. And Fami makes it to be known that the reason they're wearing school uniforms is because because they can gain that leverage, even if it's just a little. The fact that they have high school tours, she wants to play into that idea. She's smart. She knows how people operate. She knows how this world functions. So it's a little, but it's giving a lot. I love that. Now the real question here, the biggest thing that I could find from this chapter, which a lot of people are just going to overlook, how does she know exactly where Chainsaw Man is? Down to the T. He's going to be in this room, on this level, in this side of the facility. How? Does she have eyes inside of this building? And that brings up another question. How does she know about the building? How does she know about all of the things inside of it? How does she know about the weapon system that she did know that Asa would be able to control? She even planned it ahead of time for Asa to be able to control these weapon systems in a certain vicinity of this building. So when they rock up in front of it, of course they have weapons out the front, but Asa and War have already taken them over and use it to actually get inside. They don't even have to use their own abilities. They don't have to spawn anything. They don't have to do anything. They're using the own building's weapon system. Now, if that sounds a little bit confusing, how that's possible, what I gather is that Fami, prior to this event, wrote up a contract to buy these weapons, but she wrote it in a way that was kind of deceptive. So Asa perceives it a certain type of way, but in reality, it's nothing like that at all. And that brings us back to the question. How does Fami know? Well, there is a possibility that she's being fed information, very technical and specific information that wouldn't be general knowledge, that wouldn't be available to the public. So who could actually give it? There's two answers. One is Kishibe, very basic. He's been out the story for a long time, but would have a ton of knowledge and information to potentially help Fami if needed. The other one is Yoshida, which is a little bit more complex. The more I see of him, the more I see his reaction, the more I see how he feels about Denji, the things that he tried to do. A lot of things just don't line up for him. He's not the public safety dog that he's represented to be. Yet we know that he's one of, if not the most powerful character in the story, but you just wouldn't believe it with how he acts. Toe-to-toe with Xuan Shi, and Kishibe swears down by him. Do you see the bigger picture here? I wouldn't be surprised if Yoshida believes more so in the idea of what Fami's pushing. Beating Chainsaw Man will really save Chainsaw Man. And honestly, deep down, it is kind of compelling. If you can beat Chainsaw Man, you can control Chainsaw Man. That is War's purpose. All of the horsemen have control-like abilities, so what better way to save Chainsaw Man, to keep him out of trouble, than to have him underneath the arsenal of War itself? That is the start of Fami's goal. If you push that out just a little bit further, War can actually make Chainsaw Man stronger. The fear of War gets bigger, thus all of her tools and weaponry get bigger, thus she can fight Nostradamus' prophecy. In simple terms, that's Fami's goal. That's what she wants to do. Yet she has all of this very intricate information that she technically shouldn't have. Or at least it's very weird that she has it. Regardless, you get a great showcase of their characters, how they work with each other, how they conflict back and forth. Asa, Yoru, and Fami feel like three independent individuals, and I love how War/Yoru kind of jumps in and out to answer certain things. So they manage to glide through this building complex pretty easily, but the defense isn't all too crazy. Asa and War, they're the one taking the reins. They have to fight everyone, they have to do everything while Fami steers the ship from behind. Makes sense. If only Asa was coordinated. And if you don't remember, the lifetime quote of Asa is that within any time of stress or where it actually matters, she always trips up. And Fami has just personally said to Asa, don't mess up. This is a serious situation. I am the trump card. You gotta handle all of these people. Don't let them spot you. Let's just sneak past. And then the next page, she trips over in front of them all. I mean, what more can you say? How can you not love Asa as a character? And like, you can see that she's stressed about the situation. She's upset with herself. This just happens every single time. It's got to be frustrating. It's got to be annoying. But of course, Fami is here to help her sister back up. As much as the chapter ends here, there is a conversation to have about whatever she pulled out of her pocket. Now let me say this, the last time she done this, she pulled out 4. Really messed up the world in a lot of ways because of the after effect of gravity being manipulated. She's wielding these things like Pokemon, like Yu-Gi-Oh cards, just little objects that she can throw in and out. So it boils down to a range of possibilities. Is this 4? Is this another devil we haven't seen? How many devils does she have? Could she really just spawn 4 in here and obliterate this entire compound? Is that too obvious? How many people are on standby? They know that devils have infiltrated this building which is heavily guarded. Will they actually send people from public safety? Is Yoshida on his way? How quick is the response time? leaving us on a little bit of a cliffhanger. Sad, but exciting. We are going to war for Denji. Our girlies are getting to where they need to be, but I think that this is just the start of the uphill battle. At the end of it, what more could you want with the return of one of the best Chainsaw Man characters, Mitaka. Welcome to the end of the video. If you've made it this far, thank you. I appreciate it. Leave a like and subscribe. That'd be nice. Also, check out some of these videos here or even the new channel. The more you watch, the more YouTube recommends me. I love that. YouTube loves that. You'll probably enjoy the video, so why not? Let me know your thoughts on the chapter. I'd love to hear it, and I will see you all later.